Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all doing well. So today I'm going to discuss about the career paths, like which option is better for you, job, business or independent profession, what you're meant to do and what you should do based on the combinations and Vedic astrology. Okay, so I'm going to discuss the combinations of each of the parts. Okay, in today's time, money is a very important factor. This career is a very important decision, and one needs to take this decision very carefully, because if you're putting efforts in the wrong direction, then that will be detrimental to you in the long run. So explore, take risk, introspect, analyze while you're young to decide your career, so that your years are not wasted, because we don't know when we will die, right? Every moment is important. Every moment we are given a new life. We don't live once, we live every single moment, and we die only once. Okay, so make that change, take that risk. Okay, at the end of the day, whatever is meant to be will happen, and it happens for good. Okay, and with the divine's approval. Okay, because everything is predestined, whether you believe it or not. So have faith, everything will fall into place. So today I'll be sharing some insights on how one should decide one's career path, whether you're suitable to do a job or be an employer or be an independent person offering his or her services. Okay, now before that, if you're new to my channel, do consider subscribing. It motivates me to create more such videos for you. Okay, so let's begin with today's video. First of all, career is just not only 10th house matter. Okay, 10th house cannot be relied completely to determine one's profession. There are many factors involved in order to determine one's profession. I mean, you give half of your life to work, okay, be it job, business or any work. Normally 10 to 14 hours is spent on work. Okay, so half of your time, half of your life is spent in working. Okay, so one cannot be careless in judging that. Okay, our life and happiness are dependent on two major areas of our life, that is career and marriage, right? A right career and a right life partner makes our life easy and pleasant. Okay, so it's important to analyze carefully and take a decision after thorough analysis, and not just 10th house. I'm not saying 10th house is not important. 10th house is important, but just 10th house, only relying on 10th house to predict about career is not sufficient. Okay, so first and foremost thing to analyze your career is to analyze yourself, your nature, your mindset, and your inclination. Okay, whether you can receive orders from someone, whether you have business skills, business knack. Okay, so you have to analyze what are your skills and what are your nature, what are your mindset, because see, you have to do work like in anything you do. Okay, whether you do business or job, you have to work, but there are certain requirements, okay, specific to each career paths. Okay, like when you're in job, you have to work in a team, you have to be competitive, you have to be okay receiving orders from others, you have to work, you have to constantly upgrade yourself to get that job, to get promotion, better job, better salary. Okay, and you also need to have experience. Okay, be working there for some years or many years. Okay, so if you're an introvert, or if you're not comfortable working with others, it might be a problem to do certain kind of job. Okay, so based on one's nature, and see, first and foremost thing one needs to see is your ascendant and moon sign. Okay, without knowing yourself, your nature, your mindset, you cannot decide anything. Like, say, if suppose sun, okay, the planet sun is placed in your first house. Okay, then you won't like receiving orders or working under someone, and there can be frequent conflicts between you and seniors and others if you're in a job, because sun, the planet sun, represents king. Okay, and king won't like to receive orders. Like, you'll feel when someone will tell you to do this work, you'll feel like, why I should do what he wants me to do. Okay, I should be doing what I want to do. Okay, so that kind of thoughts, okay, will be there. Okay, so you have to analyze your ascendant. Similarly, if Rahu is placed in a first, see, Rahu is one planet that knows how to get the benefit from even their enemies. Okay, and he is a highly materialistic and greedy planet. In job, there's a certain limitations, okay, to what you can earn. Okay, so your one with Rahu, uh, one should avoid job or service. Okay, one should seek self-employment or doing something that that is not job or something. Okay, so the first step that you see is the ascendant and the moon sign to know the nature of yourself. Okay, to analyze when you're analyzing the career of someone, you have to first analyze the nature of that person. Okay, that was the first step. Now there are different career paths one can choose from. Either you could get a degree and start working straight away under someone, that is job, or being an employer, that is business, starting off with new ventures. Okay, so let's discuss first the job. Okay, start with the job. Now for job or service, we are constantly under competition, right, to get the job, to get the promotion, to get better salary, better designation. Okay, and there is routine. Okay, like fixed schedule, we go work and leave. Okay, there's a fixed timing, that's fixed schedule. So all these things can be seen through sixth house. It's the house of competition, it's the house of monotonous work, daily course, okay, that we do say every single day. Okay, reputation. Okay, so sixth house becomes the most important house for job. If your sixth house is strong or well placed and other houses, you will get a good job. Okay, and it's ideal for you to do a job or service. Secondly, you also have to see, you also have a fixed salary and some added benefits that is deducted from your net salary, like insurance and other benefits that you get. Okay, which is nothing but the saving part. Okay, that is what you save. So that is the second house matter. And the income that you gain, that is the 11th house matter. Okay, so and you will also generally try doing some courses to upgrade yourself or to get that promotion, which is the ninth house matter. Also, job is considered as a secure and stable kind of a career. Okay, although it is not as such. The market currently has more unemployed folks than employed, especially after COVID pandemic. Okay, so but because it has a fixed salary, so we considered it as a secure career. Okay, comparatively. So that is now the fourth house matter and the second house matter. So in a nutshell, you have to see the first house by default, then second house, because second house is the house of fixed salary, something that you value, okay, and a savings. Okay, so that is the second house. And the sixth house is for job, competition, and monotonous works. So most important houses are 1, 2, and 6. Then you also have to see fourth house, for comfort and for security and for stability. Ninth house if you want to upgrade yourself. Okay, for higher education. Okay, that's the ninth house thing. 10th house is career, so we have to see the 10th house by default. There has to be some connection with the 10th house, and 11th house for income and gains. Okay, so for this, all houses need to be analyzed for a career path to do a job. So if there are connection between them, or if they are dominated, if these houses are dominated by planets more than the other houses and well placed, or strongly placed, then you will get a good job opportunity, and it is better if you get into a job or service. Okay, and then you also have to analyze the planets Saturn and Moon. See Saturn, because it is the planet of service. Okay, so if it is connected to the sixth house, then it is better to do a job. And also Moon, okay, because Moon will tell you that what kind of nature you have, what kind of um, the mental setup or mindset you have. So we have to analyze that also. So Saturn, with Saturn placement becomes very important. Okay, so Saturn should not be retrograde or placed in third or seventh house. Okay, because then it should be connected somehow to sixth house. And see, if connected, see, third house shouldn't be dominant or strong. Okay, and Saturn shouldn't be placed in the third house, because otherwise you should think for business or self-employment and not job or service. Okay, so with Saturn, placement becomes important, but Saturn if connected to sixth, then definitely it is better to do a job or service. Okay, that was all about job or service. Now we move ahead. Talking about business or startups or entrepreneurship, These days everyone wants to do business, so they jump in without thinking much, and we have more evidences of failures of startups than success, because it requires much more than an urge to do something of your own. You need an idea first, then you have to do a thorough analysis, the market research about the demand and supply, have sufficient funds to invest, and you have to also get your hands dirty and see if there's a scope, and then make an effort, be persistent in making efforts. Okay, so all these requires patience. Okay, and people just think about earning big and making big. Okay, they don't have that kind of patience. Okay, now the earning big or making big, that's a reward that comes much later. Okay, so now talking about business, I'm talking about the long term sustainable business. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Now here it is more about dealing with the public firsthand. Okay, you are dealing with the public, dealing with the masses, dealing with the other people constantly. Okay, when you are into business, be it a shop or be it anything you do. Okay, uh, and also it involves loans or funds or some investment, okay, that you have to make to do a startup or to start with your business. Okay, or it can also be in a partnership. Okay, so the house of business or partnership is the seventh house. Okay, which has to be well placed and strong than other houses. Okay, so seventh house becomes the main house for business, and sixth house and second house we have to analyze. Sixth house for funds, loans and competition, because there is also competition which exists. Okay, so but to do business, one needs a certain courage, clarity, and mindset to take a risk. So, planet Mars, Moon, and Mercury should be well placed. Mars, because it gives courage, risk taking capability to oneself. Okay, Moon, because you need a certain kind of mindset, a certain balanced mind, a certain clarity. Okay, so moon should be well placed, and Mercury, because Mercury is the original planet for business. Okay, it is the real world knowledge. Okay, the real world intelligence, the real world tactics, business. Okay, all this, the ability, the calculative ability, the logical mindset. Okay, that's all Mercury. So Mercury should be well placed and strong to think about business. Okay, so these three planets are very important. Then third house also becomes very important, because when you are doing business, you need a certain kind of courage, a certain kind of self-belief, certain kind of risk-taking capability. Okay, so this all relates to third house. Okay, so this house also needs to be well placed. Now, like I said before, loans, funds. Okay, this all is the sixth house matter, but sometimes our family and close friends, okay, we ask them to invest in our business, or we borrow money from them. Okay, like from a mother, from father, from our parents, or from our close friends and family. Okay, so the funds, okay, that can also come from savings and family. Okay, or assets. Okay, so that is the second house matter. So if there's a connection between second house, okay, with the second house, then the funds will be coming from the investment will be coming from the family or savings or closed friends. Then one also needs to have confidence, faith in themselves despite not making it for a long time. See, when you're doing a business, often in the starting, you might not succeed. Okay, you might have to see lots of ups and downs, lots of failures, and then you trial and errors, and you make mistakes. Okay, you might not earn even the amount that you invested. Okay, so in the starting you have to have that belief in yourself, faith in your ideas, confidence, and you also need to have, and later on you also need to have that authoritative approach. Okay, to give orders to someone. Okay, to supervise someone. Okay, to lead someone when you hire people in your business. Okay, so planet sun also becomes very important. So sun should also be well placed. See, if planets like Rahu, Sun, or Mars, okay, Rahu, Sun, or Mars have a connection with your 7th house, Lagna, or 10th house, then you should likely do something of your own. Okay, because these three planets give a certain kind of fame, certain kind of courage, certain kind of authoritative, the dominance, okay, in you, certain kind of you can take decisions, independent decisions yourself. Okay, you are not dependent on others. Okay, so these three planets, if connected with 7th Lagna or 10th house, then you should likely do something of your own. Okay, so you're for business. Okay, the important house that you need to see is 1, 3, 7, and 9. Because see, luck factor is very important, crucial. Now without 9th house, you might succeed uh, with you might be working hard, but then you might not succeed. You might be struggling in your business. Okay, even with idea, even with the efforts you put. Okay, so 9th house is that luck factor. Okay, that can give you success. Okay, so that's also important. And third is for courage. Okay, risk taking capability which is needed in business. So 1, 3, and 7, 1, 3, 7, and 9th house. Okay, first house by default for one's nature and mindset. Third for courage and risk taking capability. Sixth for funds and loans to invest in business. That can also come from family. That is second house, I said. So you can see the connection of 7 to analyze that. Then even 8th house. Okay, why 8th house? Because there is lots of fluctuations and ups and downs, and okay, in the business. So whether you are capable to handle that, whether you are capable to turn the obstacle into opportunities. Okay, so for all that you have to see the 8th house. Okay, 8th house also matters. And 9th house I already said, for luck factor, for business success, so that also important. 10th house by default we have to see for career, and 11th for gains. Okay, for income. So if more planets are placed in these houses, well placed, connected, dominant, then it's better to do business, especially the 7th house, because 7th house is primarily the house of business, and you are dealing with the public. Okay, so dealing with the masses, and 7th house is the masses. Okay, dealing with the other people. Basically, first house is you yourself, and 7th house is the other people, the masses, the people. And in business, okay, there are expenses and losses as well, but there you also one needs to have that vision, that idea, okay, that imagination, that thinking. Okay, which is the matter of 12th house. Okay, so 12th house also needs to be analyzed. Okay, whether you have that vision, whether you have, you can imagine, whether you have that idea. Okay, so that needs to be also analyzed. Also, the planets Mercury, Mars, Moon, and Sun should be well placed. These four planets are very important: Sun, Mars, Mercury, and Moon. Okay, very, very important to analyze to do business. Without the support of these four planets, you cannot do business. Rahu does give fame, but Rahu may or may not be needed to do a business, but these four planets are very important. Even Saturn. See, Saturn, like I said, placement matters the most for Saturn. Okay, Saturn, where it is placed, how it is placed, it matters. Okay, it can also show job, it can also show business. And since Saturn is the main karka of work, it is a karma karka. Okay, so Saturn, analyzing Saturn becomes very important whatever you do. Okay, so this is what you need to check. Okay, to analyze if business is suitable to you. Okay, unlike these days which talk of just taking a risk and start up, in reality in business it's imperative to take calculative risk and have a vision or an idea and strategy to properly implement it. Okay, then only business can thrive and succeed for a long time. Okay, so that's what I am these houses and these combinations are for the sustainable business. Okay, I'm not talking about the business where you jump in and just take that risk, take that leap of faith, and then it doesn't work out and then you try something else. Okay, So this, and then there is also commission based businesses, okay, like commission based businesses are mostly when business is connected with the 11th house matters, okay, because 11th house is the house of networking, and it also shows the middleman kind of work, okay, where you're connecting with people, okay, and then you are taking that commission. You are not manufacturing something, or you're not selling something, you're just being a middleman where you're connecting the buyer and the seller, okay. So in a nutshell, between job and business, if you see, if you have well placed planets in the houses 1 2 4 6 9 10 and 11, okay, and or dominant planets are more placed in these houses than other houses, then it's better to do a job. Or if you have well placed planets and more planets dominant in the 1 2 3 6 7 8 9 10 and 11, then it's ideal for you to do business, okay. Yes, there's not one single rule for career. Okay, so you have to analyze all these houses. You might say that all the houses are you have mentioned most likely most of the houses, but career is a major decision, and you can't just analyze one single factor to decide that okay, 10th house is placed here, so you should do this. Okay, or this is placed here. Okay, so you should do that. No, there should be there is like a number of factors, okay, that you need to analyze, okay, to confirm a particular career path, okay. Now there is also a third path that is emerging in this technological world, like there is freelancing, there's influencer, social media influencer, freelancing, YouTuber, astrologer also, independent see talent based independent job where you are offering your talent, your service, information for money, or also it could be music concert, musician, the stand-up comedians, affiliate marketers, social media marketers, managers, bloggers, okay, anything to do with kind of side hustles as well, okay. So these kind of independent freelancers, okay, in a nutshell. So independent profession, here you are not manufacturing or selling something, but you're offering something, your talent, your skills, or your information, whatever you know, your knowledge, whatever you know, okay. So you're sharing with others, okay, without much investment, but using your skills and self efforts. That is what this independent sources, independent profession. Okay, so we are talking about multiple sources of income here, like you could be doing YouTubing, freelancing, okay, comedians, independent artists, etc. You can also share your arts, designs, okay. So now these professions, okay, they require a lot of self efforts and courage, okay, because here you don't know, there's lots of uncertainty whether it will succeed or whether it will not succeed. You're dependent on other people, you're dependent on, you have to consistently work, okay, put your whether you're in YouTube, then you have to constantly make videos, you have to share quality content, okay, valuable content, meaningful content. Then you also have to learn on your own, because most likely people don't have those kind of guides, or godfather kind of thing, okay. And then you have to work without investment, use one's skills or talents, share or communicate information or insights, and consistently work hard and deliver results, else like you will lose your views, your subscribers, your income, right here, yeah. So if you're in YouTubing, okay, so consistency, communication, self efforts, courage, all these things are seen is the third house matter, okay. So third house becomes the most crucial house if you want to work independently and succeed at it, okay. If you're meant to work independently, without a strong and well placed third house, you cannot do well in these kind of career paths. So the main house here is third house, okay. You also need to have a curious and balanced mindset, okay, along with the wisdom to know with whom you should collaborate, or what kind of videos people expect of you, or what kind of whatever you do, okay, like what kind of comedy people will like, what kind of music you should deliver, okay. So your moon becomes very crucial, and Jupiter also becomes very important. So Jupiter and moon should be well placed, because that imparts wisdom to you, okay. And you also need to have a balanced mind, because this is for a long long run, okay. It's the marathon that you're running, okay. Because you're consistently, see, like for YouTubing, you have to consistently make videos, okay, for years and years, okay. Then things might work for you, then you can make income out of it, okay. So there's no you should be passionate about it, first thing, and you should love that whatever you work you are doing, okay. So Jupiter and moon becomes very important, okay. Moon should be well placed, because that gives a balanced mind, okay. And when one is dealing with this kind of professions, there's neither investment nor guidance available, okay, most often, okay. I mean, there can be lucky folks there, but one learns through trial and error, okay. And after making mistakes, like some people might not know how to make videos, or how to um, uh, uh, edit videos, or whatever. So research, learning, upgrading, standing out, making unique videos, making unique, having unique thoughts, unique talents, unique skills, conveying unique information, um, knowledge, and then consistently working hard. So all this in a nutshell, planets Ketu, Saturn, and ninth house becomes important. Ketu is the planet of research. Saturn is a workaholic planet, okay. So you have to consistently work hard, okay. It's not like a job at 9 to 5 and that's over, okay. You are constantly working every single day, okay. You might be working 10 to, 12 to 14 hours, 16 hours, okay. There are people who YouTubers who are doing that, okay. So Saturn also becomes important. Ninth house, because you have to constantly upgrade yourself. Fifth house is of skills, but fifth house is also important, okay, here, because fifth house is a house of skills, okay, and upgrading yourself. But ninth house also becomes important, because you're constantly upgrading yourself, you're learning. Ninth house is the house of learning. So these becomes important. And without Mercury is communication. You have to communicate, right? In independent profession, you are communicating something, whether through art, whether through writing. Writers also can be seen, or communication is important. You also need to know something, okay, because Mercury is without Mercury you cannot convey clearly, or convince or sell anything, okay. So it also becomes important. Here you are selling, okay. It's not like you are not selling something, you are convincing people to trust you, okay, with the information or with whatever you are sharing with others, okay. So convincing people or building that trust, building that brand loyalty or whatever, okay, that also requires Mercury, okay. And creativity, okay, because this is a creative professions, okay. Whatever you do, creative or spiritual profession, there is creativity involved, okay. And creativity, or anything like even cooking videos or something like that, uh, where you need to make anything look aesthetically pleasing, okay, like cooking videos or art videos, okay. So anything to related to creativity, Venus becomes very important, okay, because Venus is creativity, which is a must, okay. So Venus is very important, okay. And fifth house is the original house of creativity and creation, like I said before as well. Fifth house is also the house of skills, okay. So fifth house also needs to be analyzed, and here you're constantly on the go creating something, okay. You're constantly creating, like for YouTubing, you're constantly creating video, consistently creating videos, you're creating something, right? And then 11th house, 11th house becomes very very important, especially for independent professions rather than job or business. Job, you don't need much of 11th house. Even in business, 11th house not matters much, but in independent professions, 11th house becomes the most important house, because here there's an uncertainty of income, okay. Sometimes you get more, sometimes you get less, and there are also multiple incomes, multiple sources of incomes, okay. And it is also a house of networking, Okay, so 11th house becomes most important. It's the house of social media as well. Okay, so 11th house becomes the most important house. Then second house as well, because second house is the house of speech. When you're speaking something, okay, when you're conveying something, so you need to have that second house support as well. And seventh house, because you are dealing with other people, so seventh house is the house of masses. Okay, that also becomes important. Your 12th house is also important because you're continuously thinking and imagination. Okay, imagination or visualization or vision is seen from 12th house, and your 12th house becomes very important. Even in business it is important, but your it's very important because you are imagining. The creativity comes from subconscious mind, right? And 12th house is the house of subconscious mind. The imagination part, the visualization, the visualization. Okay, so yeah, that is seen from the 12th house. Okay, so houses 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12th house shows independent profession. There's also said that 6th house is the house of job, okay, where you are working under someone, and the exact opposite house, that's the 12th house, shows independent profession. Okay, where you're independently deciding something, taking decisions. Okay, now the most important houses that you need to look if you want to work in independent profession is the combination of 3rd and 11th. Okay, 1 is by default important, then 3rd and 11th is becomes important, and even 12th house becomes very very important, because those thinking, the imagination, the creativity becomes very important. Okay, and 11th house also represents fluctuating income from multiple sources. So 11th house and 3rd house and 1st house, okay, along with that 12th house becomes very important to analyze if you are if you should do an independent profession, be an artist or something like that. Okay, and planets, like I said, moon, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, even sun becomes important. Sun gives that courage, okay, and that confidence. Okay, sun becomes important. Venus is creativity. Ketu gives that research capability, because in this professions you need to do a lot of research. Okay, you have to deliver. Okay, and Saturn is a workaholic planet. Okay, so Saturn gives that kind of routine repetitive work. You are making videos, okay, that is a repetitive work. Okay, so that becomes important. And Jupiter bestows wisdom. Okay, and Jupiter is the main karaka of consulting as well, consulting, advising someone. Okay, so one needs to see that as well. Okay, now Rahu is one planet that doesn't show business or independent profession as such, but and it can also it's a very illusionary planet. Okay, so it doesn't like you cannot be sure that whether you'll succeed or not, because Rahu can take you from rags to riches and bring you back. Okay, from that place. Okay, so placement becomes very important, Rahu. But if Rahu is dominant or very strong in your chart, like in Lagna, 7th, 10th house, placement matters, conjunction matters as well. Rahu here shows a very charismatic personality. Okay, it brings a lot of uh, kind of it brings a personality which is loved by all. Okay, kind of a celebrity kind of a thing, where we don't know that celebrity. Okay, but we are very you know there is a very idealistic kind of a view. Okay, kind of a thing with this kind of placement. Okay, with Rahu, so this also can show, if Rahu is placed, then you can it can show having a great fan following. Okay, so influencers, those who have a lot of success. Okay, and a lot of fan following, a lot of followers. So Rahu can be dominant in those people's chart. Okay, because Rahu also shows this kind of profession, influencer kind of profession, where one needs to influence people. Okay, and one is very much loved by everyone. Okay, like a celebrity kind of a person. Okay, where people follow them. Okay, what do they eat, how do they live? Okay, what is their lifestyle? Okay, kind of thing. Okay, So that is what Rahu shows. Now in any career path, okay, to achieve name and fame, okay, first house, seventh house and 10th house, like I said, along with Sun, Rahu, Venus, plays a major role. Okay, so for name and fame, first, seventh, 10th, along with Sun, Rahu and Venus plays a major role. So if these planets influence is there, then you can as well achieve fame and name in your desired career path. And if first lord is in the first house, okay, you should avoid working under someone. Okay, first lord in first house, because here you are very dominant personality, and you can you can get success at working, doing something of your own. Also, if first house lord is in the 12th house, okay, then you should often work behind the scenes, if not working in foreign lands or with foreign clients or company. Okay, so that is there. So in a nutshell, you need to see first house, then you need to see the strength of third, sixth or seventh house, whichever is the strongest among all the three. Then you have to analyze the second and 11th house, because those two are the I bhava, which is the dhana bhava. Okay, so where the income is coming from. Okay, so connection with the 10th, and lastly strength of the planets. This is how you analyze the career. Okay, so this is the basic process to analyze one's career path. I'm revealing it to you. Okay, sharing the all the the process which is to be done to analyze one's career. Okay, I will say I have these combinations and I'm doing business but I'm struggling, then understand that I have not considered aspects, conjunctions, dashas, nakshatras, navansh placement, okay, for its true dignity of the planet. Okay, so that all will add colors to it. Okay, all will change the strength of a house or a planet. Okay, and also ninth house and 11th house of if they're weak may not give that luck factor. Okay, and then money factor into play. Okay, so you might not achieve that great success, or may not have that great luck factor involved. Okay, so you might not achieve success as well. You know, you might be struggling, even if things might be like on a survival case. Okay, so you have to analyze that as well. But this is a foundation on which one can take decision regarding one's career path. Okay, this is a foundation that I've shared with you. Okay, I've shared crucial insights to you. Okay, about how to analyze one's career. Okay, uh, because you are destined to walk on that path and do that. Okay, so that's your purpose. Okay, so see, whatever you are meant to do, whatever is your karma, okay, you are meant to do that. Okay, that's your purpose. So I'll be talking about purpose when I'll discuss about law through houses. But see, sooner or later you have to perform the karma you are meant to do. Okay, so yeah, that was quite long, and that was all for today. I hope it resonated with you. If you found it helpful, do like, comment, share, and subscribe. For personal consultation, details are given in the description below. And if nothing is going good in your life, Shravan Ma is coming from 29th July. So do as much good deeds as you can and ask God for forgiveness and help. The divine source will definitely bless you. Okay, just believe and have faith. Okay, see ya. Om Shanti.